And welcome back to another episode of Games and Thoughts. This is episode 4, I guess. This is the show where we talk about stuff and play games, and yeah. Indeed. I'm Michael.
I'm Traxton.
And today we're going to talk about rural versus urban life. And I don't like that word because I feel like I always screw it up. Rural.
It is one of the hardest words to pronounce.
It doesn't sound... It just sounds like you're saying rural.
Yeah. Very difficult indeed.
Anyways, I'm just gonna... I guess we can begin by talking about the differences in how each views the other.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess just to...
No, go back. Oh, yeah. No, you're doing the raise again. Get out of here.
Just go wherever? Or...
Just press escape. And say, like, quit challenge. Oh. There we go. So, it's... I was thinking about this the other day in preparation for this. And I kind of think that... upper class, kind of like city people tend to think that everyone has it the way that they do, and people that live out in the middle of nowhere kind of have a negative perception of cities in general.
Yeah. Right, well, I think, and we both come from a somewhat rural area.
Somewhat.
Yeah, very.
Well, yeah.
Not somewhat.
I mean, there's more rural places.
Yeah, but
our graduating class was 60.
Right. So we are no stranger to the.
Yeah.
To the rural.
And just like being in this area, there's a lot of ruralness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of forest in Michigan.
Right, and there's, but I guess to illustrate the attitude difference you're talking about, I think people from the city assume that, rural life,
country
life is just like being in a city except smaller.
Yeah.
But it really is a completely different lifestyle, I think.
Yeah.
It comes with a completely different set of attitudes and everything like that.
It's just an interesting dynamic that I kind of think about a lot because my sister went to college in Joliet, which is a town in Illinois, kind of outside of Chicago.
Okay, yeah.
And she got a boyfriend over there. And he's from the city, and when he comes over here, it's like, oh god, good job. When he comes over here, it's like some things are just so foreign to him. Like he had never seen an Amish sign, like an Amish crossing
really?
sign. Yeah, he had never passed someone like on a 2-lane road. He had never passed someone.
What?
Because it's all cities. It's all like 5-lane, like whatever. Yeah. You get in your own lane, you go where you're going.
Yeah.
And we're really into movies, I guess. And he'll say, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" And I'm like, "No, I have to, I can't just take a stroll down to the local movie theater.
Right.
The nearest one is like half an hour away from me, so."
Exactly.
There's those little differences like that, and so another side of the to get how country people view the city life. I have a nice little story about when I went to Chicago for it was like a mandatory field trip. I kind of hated it, but Anyways.
For college, I assume?
Yeah. We went to a manufacturing expo called Fab Tech, and I don't know why we went. It was a lot of like people that wanted to pay or like wanted you to spend money to like buy their manufacturing robots or something. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. We go down to Chicago. We get there at like 10. I had to wake up at like 5. It sucked. And we're just kind of on our own for lunch. You gotta press E.
E?
Supposedly? Oh wait, is this an out of gas thing?
Yeah.
Oh, then you have to attach it to another car.
Oh.
It's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to bother with it.
Where am I? Am I supposed to just go?
Yeah, I don't. It's kind of vague at this point. I think it
really
wants you to do like the challenges. So like open the map.
How do I do that?
The tab. Yeah, go to the map. Go to like something. Zoom in on the place, I guess.
All right,
maybe,
I'll figure this out.
Yeah, maybe go like
story.
maybe blow up that star thing down there. No, down. That red thing. No, go back. Go the zoom in on where you are. Go after that red thing. Up.
Oh,
that guy.
okay.
Yeah, go after
Gotcha.
that. Okay. The story. We were in Chicago. We were just kind of like whatever. We had to go to the McCormick Center for this a place. We had to do our own thing for lunch, and some people were suggesting like going somewhere else for lunch because there are stores in the McCormick building. It's a gigantic building, actually.
Yeah.
We had lunch at McDonald's, but and I was like, yeah, I would be fine with that. Like, go to some place and get pizza or whatever. But then other people were saying, like, no, dude, you walk around Chicago, you'll get shot. And it's like, this isn't the bad part of town.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good part. Like,
yeah. Was that coming more from like the country?
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's like Ferris, you know.
Yeah.
There aren't really a lot of like city folk that go there,
right?
Type of thing. So yeah, that was a view of the how the country views, and also my dad, who for some reason thinks that my sister lives like right in Southside Chicago, but she totally doesn't. She lives. Maybe I shouldn't say where she lives, but it is like a suburb. It's a nice little place. Like, it's totally not that. But I think, and I don't know why there's this negativity towards the city people. Is it like the only thing I could think is maybe it's like a form of jealousy or something? Like, they have so much stuff that we don't have in the country.
Yeah, well, there is, like, I've experienced that with my own family too. Like, especially my grandma is like, if I go anywhere outside of the country, I'm going to be attacked.
Yeah.
Country, I mean. But, yeah, I don't know. It could be because of, like, you turn on the news and it's like, oh, Chicago's bad. So now I think anywhere near Chicago is just a death zone, you know.
Yeah. And that just kind of ties into like regular paranoia. Like you hear one bad thing and you focus on it, but then there's all this happy stories don't make good news.
Right, exactly.
People focus more on bad things.
Yeah. It is kind of like an age of danger as far as like, everyone just assumes if they stray from their regular routine at all, they're going to be punished by the universe.
And I get that, like, people don't like going outside of their comfort zone. Yeah. But, like, That's a bit excessive to say, like, oh, anywhere in Chicago you could get shot.
Yeah.
Like, there's some places that are a bit more sketchy, but generally,
sure.
like, as long as you mind your own business or whatever, like, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't. I haven't been in, like, the worst parts of it. But, like, I have been around Chicago, like, multiple times, actually, now.
Yeah.
Just, like, visiting my sister and that field trip and whatever else. But it's not hell. Like, it's...
Right. Well, that's another assumption that people have, is that all of the violence that occurs in those areas is just random violence towards innocent bystanders.
No.
And it's really not. Like, the vast majority of it, people are in a position where they know they're in danger before it comes to them. So the paranoia is really misplaced.
Yeah, and it's just a lack of understanding, I guess.
Yeah.
As are all disputes, I guess.
Basically. How do I switch back to my gun?
Press 1.
Oh, okay.
1 is your pistols, 2 is your rifle, and 3 is your special weapon. I don't think you have one yet.
Okay, cool.
That would be like a rocket launcher or something.
Yeah. As far as more differences, I think people from the country tend to be more individualistic.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think accounts for a lot of political differences.
Yeah.
It's like when you grow up in an area where there's not that many people, you just kind of want people to mind their own business.
Yeah.
Which leads to a lot of, I mean, obviously seeps into their politics. Like, you get a lot of that.
Yeah. And obviously there is a lot of, obviously the differences in politics is, like, the more urban areas tend to be blue, the country areas tend to be red.
Right. Which I think is a little misguided too.
How so? Why do you think that is? Why is the
why is the
rural
difference there? Or
yeah.
Why? Well, in the country, I think there is a general lack of curiosity for information, I guess. Like, if you grow up in that sort of area, you're more likely to just, like I said earlier, like, just want to do your own thing and mind your own business.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be looking deeply into a bunch of issues that don't really concern you. And your default position is just going to be a sort of conservative.
Yeah. Whatever your parents did.
Yeah.
And that's the definition of conservative.
Huh?
I said that's the definition of conservative, is to conserve the old ways.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I guess it does kind of come from that. People in the country do more to, like... Well, they're not isolated by, like, choice in some aspects. They're like...
No, it's really a situation
like,
where
the town is just, it's small. Like, my house is like 20 minutes out of town, something like that.
Yeah.
And like, other people are other distances away, and when you're that far away from each other, you kind of tend to, like, automatically think, or just kind of have, like, an individualistic thought process.
Right, because there is not very many people to worry about other than yourself. Whereas
in the city or more urban areas, there's people, like, a foot away from you at all times, so you kind of have to, like,
right.
You have that instinct to, like, talk and share ideas and stuff.
Right. And I think there is a general lack of exposure to different kinds of people in urban areas too.
Yeah, that's true.
Which can make, I shouldn't say it does, a propensity for just a general lack of compassion for other groups.
Yeah.
Like, if the only people you're around look exactly like you, it's going to be easier to convince you not to like other groups of people than it would be to convince you that if you grew up around those groups of people.
Yeah.
Which I think stems from like a general tribalistic impulse in humans. And of course, that's not to say that all country people are susceptible to being bigots or whatever.
Yeah, I mean...
Because obviously we're from the country.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a bigot.
I hope that we're... I was gonna say something, I swear it was.
In case anybody's wondering, I am the one playing this game, so...
Oh yeah, we switch off every episode. Maybe we'll have it like a thing, like in the title card or something.
Yeah, that could
Or
work.
like in the video thumbnail. If
don't...
people can't guess already.
Yeah, they'll be able to get it after.
Yeah, we'll be like, did he... Is he drunk or something?
No progress is made in the entire episode.
Yeah. And that whole... It's understandable that people are afraid of like what they don't know, because it is fear. It's just a general fear of the unknown, and like if you're not exposed to certain groups, I guess, not to get all specific or racial or anything,
Right.
then those groups of people are more unknown, and therefore you are more afraid of them, and then you kind of tend to think bad things about them,
Right.
so to speak.
You're open to believing whatever someone tells you about them.
Yeah, that's true also.
Like there could be positive stereotypes that people are just more susceptible to because they haven't been exposed to those groups.
Yeah.
That's usually not the case, but theoretically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with all things really, exposure is the answer. Like once you realize that other groups are just more people that are just like you, there isn't that fear anymore.
Yeah. And like, there are crazy people in the world that are they claim to be of a specific group. Like, there are those types of things, but personality is more individualistic, and you can't really like determine the personality of an entire group from like a smaller group type of thing.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, that you can claim that with like scientific certainty. There's more variation within a single group than there is among groups.
Yeah.
So, like, it's unreasonable in every way to make assumptions based on group identity.
Yeah.
And I think even making those assumptions occurs on both sides of this political spectrum as well. Like, I don't think it's just a country people thing. It just manifests itself in different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you seen the movie Get Out?
I have, actually. I watched that recently.
Yeah, I think that was a really good commentary on how the more elite groups can still have stereotypes that are seemingly not.
I mean, Get Out was like... I didn't like Get Out's ending.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't have like spoilers or whatever.
Yeah, we won't spoil it.
Maybe we'll have like a spoiler warning or whatever because there's something I really want to say.
Right. I was just referring to. Do you remember the part where he's like walking him through the garden and he's like, yeah, I'm not racist. I would have voted for Obama for a third term.
Yeah.
Like that sort of elitist, like kind of virtue signaling. Like, you know, I really care about your group and that makes me superior.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's just another kind of stereotype, it seems.
Yeah. But then, like, later on in the movie, the guy is like, I don't care that you're black. You can be whatever color.
Right. That's a different character, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it showed that, like, they didn't have to be black to have, like, the brain transplant or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like,
spoiler alert.
I don't... Well, yeah. We're going to have the spoiler, like, earlier. So yeah, Get Out was good, but like when they said it doesn't matter that they're black, it's like, well, then what's the point?
Yeah, I guess maybe we interpreted that differently. I just kind of took it as that guy specifically didn't care that he was black.
I took it as like everyone. It could be that guy. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Get Out did do a lot of like good things artistically.
Oh yeah, that was a great movie for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, however you interpret it, it was a great social commentary on both ends of the stereotype spectrum, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to just kind of wrap it up back at where we started a little bit?
So we're just kind of saying that, like,
get outside your comfort zone, people.
That's
the basic moral of the story.
Get out. The links back to the.
Yeah. Get out.
Oh god, you blew yourself up. I was gonna say something. We are saying that I guess each group, kind of like the more urban areas and the rural areas, like both kind of like stereotypical outlooks on life stem from just misunderstanding or like lack of knowledge, lack of exposure type of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's good advice. Like, go experience different settings, I guess, because you stay one place your whole life, you just kind of become an old curmudgeon.
Yeah. Right. I don't think there's any definitive answer as to what's the ideal living situation, but whatever you need to do to have a more complete view of the world, I think, is important.
Yeah. I think that's a good place.
That's
stop it. Drax is blowing himself up again.
Yeah.
Okay, so see you next time.
That concludes this episode.
Totally. So subscribe to us.
Yeah,
and
we'll
like
post
our
the links.
videos, I guess, and the Twitter,
Facebook,
maybe Facebook. We haven't decided
possibly.
about Facebook. Maybe I don't know.
If you want to support the show, do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not asking or anything.
It's not like important, but I don't know. If we had like a capture card or something, we could do other games, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, we'll see you next time.
See ya.